Thank you for joining me today. My name is Sammie Eckerson, and I am the Recruitment and Admissions Advisor for Winona State University-Rochester. So today we are going to do something extremely fun, and we are actually going to fill out the transfer application for Winona State University-Rochester. And I am going to share my screen, and we are going to head over to the admissions website. All right, so here we are on winona.edu. So if everyone wants to join me there on winona.edu, and we are going to head over to this apply button. This apply button is going to bring you to different types of students. So there's the undergraduate student, graduate, international, adult entry, post-secondary option, DACA eligible, guest students, returning students. All right, so we are going to actually go over to the undergraduate student application. For other application types, you can click on that. Next week, we're going to go through the graduate student application. If you have questions about any of these other applications, please let me know, and I will answer any of those questions in an email or comments. You can always book an appointment with me, and I can walk through those other applications with you in a individual level as well. So let's click on this application for our transfer undergraduate application. All right, this brings you to our admissions page. The fall 2022 application and our spring 2022 application is now available. If you have questions about this, you can also call the admissions office or send an email to admissions@winona.edu. Here is the phone number. If you are planning on living in Winona, and you would like to apply for housing, please make sure to have that housing application submitted for fall. But if you are a transfer student living in Rochester, we do not provide housing, but we do have a lot of amazing I was gonna say hotels, but yes, we have hotels, but I was gonna say apartments that you can live in. So for our transfer student admissions, if you have completed at least 24 credits for Rochester, we need you to complete that transfer pathway of 60 credits or about 60 credits and have a GPA of 2.4. Some programs are above that. From a college or university, you are admitted to, can be admitted to Winona State. But now we're going to look at that application. So number one was that application. If you are coming from a min-state school, you are going to have an existing STAR ID. If you're coming from a private or an out-of-state school, we need you to create that STAR ID. So if we click on that STAR ID button here to create, it's really simple. We just fill out our first and last name, our email address, re-enter that email address, and then read our password requirements, create that password, click this button and get your STAR ID. It will be a combination of two letters, four numbers, two letters. And you want to write that down because that will be a STAR ID that you will be utilizing in multiple areas. So make sure you remember that. So then we'll go back to our online application and we will log in with our existing STAR ID. I do have a sample application available here for us to go through. So just disregard, it'll be pretty interesting for us to go through. So this will start with our personal name, our legal name and email address. So fill in your first and last name. Some applications are pre-filled, so just note that. And make sure your email address is correct. If you have a former name and a preferred name, you can add that here. And then we want to hit next. So then we want to go to add our personal social security number and our date of birth, and we want to hit next. If you are a person who has served as a veteran status, or you are a spouse or a dependent, and then you fill out those answers, and then you want to hit next. If you, for this is our parent education, and this is our highest level that our parents has had or our guardian. And so if we know or if we don't know, we can just hit that and continue to our citizenship. And then this best describes our current citizenship status. and then we continue to contact. This is our residency. So how long have we lived in Minnesota? Are you a resident of Minnesota? Yes or no? And then how long have you been in the state? And then we head next. Our permanent address. All right. So this is the permanent address where we will receive most of our mail. And then if we have a different local address, we want to add that, and an international address, and we add that. All right. So we need to at least a phone number in one of these areas. You can pick home phone or mobile phone. Either one is great, but we need at least one phone number. And we want to continue to education. So high school, are you currently a high school student? So right now, if you are currently a college student, a transfer student, we want to hit no. So this is, we're filling out the transfer application. It's going to ask you these questions, even if you're filling out for a transfer student. Okay, so currently you are not a high school student, but however, do you have a high school diploma? Yes, we do have a high school diploma. So we are going to fill out our high school diploma information. Okay, so choose your state. All right, choose the high school. All right, and the date that we graduated with our diploma or GED. All right, I am going to choose my high school date and our GPA. And we're going to hit next. Okay, so for the high school preparation standards, this is for students who are preparing for admission transfer to universities. If you have attended a high school within a year, you will probably know this information. If it's been a few years, if you are looking to transfer to a university and it's been 5 years, it's been 2 years, you probably don't know this information. If you are on a transfer pathway program and you have the 60 credits, you won't need this information. But just note that if you don't fill this information out, the admissions office might come back and say, actually, we do need your high school information. So please go back to your high school and get an official transcript from your high school. So if you don't know this, you can hit next and next and next. All right. So this is the important part. So if you are going for a bachelor's degree and you have college credit at a community college, this is where you want to add that institution. Okay, so I'm going to hit this green button to add the institution. I'm going to select the state where I have added that institution. I am going to add, well, I'm on Mississippi, but that's okay. I am going to add the college where I went to get my community college credits. Okay, I went to Mississippi Gulf Coast Community College. I'm going to add the start and end date and the degree that I earned. Okay, so at this community college, I got an Associate of Liberal Arts. Okay, and then at this point, I want to add this institution, knowing full fact that I need to get an official transcript from this community college to go to that to Winona State to prove that I have these credits. Okay, and I can do this on the National Student Clearinghouse or going directly to the Mississippi Gulf Coast. Okay, college, emailing them. I don't have to drive there. So that is what I would need to do. All right, I'm gonna hit back. So I can show you how to do this when we're done with the application, but any institution that you put in there, we need an official transcript to complete and review your application. Okay, any questions, please let me know. Continuing to confidential, this is where we need you to just fill out some demographic information, your sex shown on official documents, your gender identity, are you Middle Eastern, North African descent, Hispanic, Latino, race and ethnic background. Okay, continuing on to major. So this is when you would like to start. So I'm going to select spring semester, next semester. This is where I'm going to earn a bachelor's degree. Okay, so the other ones are looking at completing courses, transferring without a degree, certificate. But at this point, I want to earn my bachelor's degree. I've completed my first 2 years and I would like to complete my last 2 years. Okay, equaling a 4-year degree. I want to go, you can always change this later, but right now I'm going to go as a full-time student. And I want to add my major. So if we're going for Rochester, just note that even if the program says that it's online, it will be online, but on the application, it doesn't always reflect that. So I'm going to choose on campus because I know that it will list all of the programs on campus, okay? Even though it doesn't show up on the screen because it won't scroll up, it will reflect all of the campuses, all of the programs. So I know that the majority of these programs are going to be online, even though the preferred delivery method doesn't reflect that. Because if I choose online, it will not reflect all of the programs that are technically online, okay? A lot has changed during COVID. Unfortunately, the application has not continued to be updated with our delivery method models, okay? So I am going to select those, and we are going to move on and add this major and hit next. I'm going to select Rochester. Have you attended? No. And then these are additional activities and sports that if you're interested, you can choose them. If you're not, then you can just hit next. And then these are just additional application questions. Are you a son or daughter of a veteran? Are you related to anybody at Winona State? Have you been referred? Are you an adult learner? And continue to review. So review everything and then continue to submit. So after you have submitted your application, you pay the application fee through e-services. Okay, and in e-services, you would log in and you would go over down to the bottom in bills and payments. And you would find your balance over here in your bills and payments. Okay, at this point, I haven't submitted anything, so I don't have a balance. So then you would need to send your transcripts. Okay, so if you have gone to any Min-State school, then we can retrieve those. And if you have not, then you could go to National Student Clearinghouse and submit those transcripts. Okay, so this is a transcript service, and you would order a transcript and follow the prompts on the screen and continue to send the transcripts here to admissions@winona.edu, or you can mail them, to us here. The fastest is to send them electronically. And then after you sent the transcripts, then you go over and track your application through the My Warrior Life portal and signing up through creating an account. So this is how you fill out an application through Winona State. We've already gone through the portal and going through there. So there are some additional requirements that are needed for some students. So just make sure you check with your program in case you have some additional application requirements. So otherwise, you are ready to, register or apply. All right. Well, thank you very much and have a wonderful Wednesday. Bye.